Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Her Inspired Mind podcast. I cannot believe that we are already at the end of 2023. And as I was thinking about what to record for this week, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to look back and reflect on this year. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this year has, first of all, flown by very quickly. And second of all, there's just been so much growth and expansion in my life. And I remember that my word for this year was expand. And boy, when I got that word, I didn't understand fully what that was going to entail. It's like if you think about a rubber band, right? And the rubber band is pretty loose when you don't have it against or around anything, right? But if you put a rubber band around something and you twist it and put it around something again and you twist it again, you put it, it's going to start to get tighter, right? And if you keep twisting it and putting it over something, it gets to the point where it could break, right? And if it doesn't get to the point where it breaks, once you take it off that thing that you kept wrapping it around, it probably stretched out a good bit, right? And so that happens to us in life. This year, I had new experiences. I've had losses. I've had gains. I've had many breakdowns. I have learned a lot of different things. I've invested in myself. I've been faced with looking at myself in the mirror and looking at what flaws I've had, where I needed to grow, even what parts of me I still needed to heal. And so I want to challenge you in this last week of this year to sit down and write out your story for 2022. Like, really take time to sit down and reflect at where you were in the beginning of the year and where you are now. And one thing that I learned, and I learned this with Robin Sharma, like our lives are like a storybook. And with each year that goes by, it's like another chapter. And a lot of times we just like to focus on the good, but we don't like to focus so much on the bad. We like to talk about what our strengths are, but we don't like to talk about our weaknesses or what we need to work on or what we need to do better, right? Because then it just makes us feel bad. But the reality is that that's just feedback. And feedback is very essential for us to be able to grow and to expand and to becoming that person that God created us to be. It's basically measurement. So because what doesn't get measured can't be changed, can't be adjusted. And so we need to take these assessments about ourselves and our lives and be really intentional instead of just going as the years go by and just letting the years continue to go by and not stopping and reflecting like, okay, this is where I started this year. What were my goals in the beginning of the year? How many of those goals did I accomplish? What goals didn't I accomplish? What things did I go through? What lessons did I learn? And then that's going to help you to then plan for the following year. Are there still goals that you did not accomplish this year that maybe you need to plan how you're going to accomplish them next year? Or maybe certain habits that you wanted to break this year and you kind of did for a little bit, but then you got back into it, but you really want to let go. Like, just be intentional about your life. You need to take control. You need to take the reins of your life and not allow yourself to be thrown like the waves throw you back and forth. Because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. I've been reading a lot of books on like millionaire success habits, Think and Grow Rich, taking courses with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and Rob Dial and Simon Parsons, I'm sorry. And like one thing that I'm noticing is like these guys are multimillionaires, multi-billionaires. And the one thing that I've learned is that they are very intentional of scheduling their time. They're very intentional of looking at feedback. They're very intentional of looking at what works, what doesn't work. And they are forward moving. They are human beings just like us. They go through things just like us. They have family problems and they have health issues and they lose millions of dollars, along the way. But they just keep moving forward and they keep planning and they keep assessing and they keep growing. They keep learning. Like if you stay stuck in life and you don't take the time to plan and to learn and to grow, you're going to end up feeling very empty, very void, and you're going to end up feeling very lost. And so it's time for you to not let another year go by without you being the driver. Stop allowing yourself to be thrown by life's problems and life issues and other people bringing you down. Like this is the time. 2023 is the year for you to finally get to that next level that you've been struggling to get to. And that brings me to my next thing. I have ultimate goal setting workshop that I will be holding on January 10th at 1 p.m. I will be sharing the link on my Linktree and also on my Facebook, page. And also, if you haven't yet, you can join my community by going to my website, inspireherwithin.com, and you can submit your email, and then you can also receive an email for the registration link for that ultimate goal setting workshop. Because I want to help you to really get down to what your goals are, number one. And number two, to really come up with a really good strategic plan so that you can accomplish your goals. Because too many times, how many times have you made New Year's resolutions, right? Everybody has a New Year's resolution, new year, new me. You write all these things that you want to do, whether it's lose weight or go to the gym or start a business, whatever it might be, right? And you have all that momentum from January 1st to January 31st. And as the months go by, what starts happening? You see it in the gyms, right? That first few weeks in the new year, you see everybody's at the gym. And as the months go by, you start to see them fall off. And that's because a lot of times when we make goals, they come from an emotional place and we're ready and we're excited. And all we do is write the goal, right? But how many times do we sit down to create a strategic plan, to map out how we're going to get to those goals, to map out when we're going to make time to work towards those goals, how we're going to get there, like get very detailed. So during this ultimate goal setting workshop, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to help you to not only set goals, but we're going to come up with a plan, a strategic plan to help you accomplish those goals. So keep a lookout for that in your emails and also on social media. But, for the time being, before we get there, again, take time to reflect on this year. Write out how your story went. And then when we get together for the goal setting workshop, we are going to write the story of how you want 2023 to be. You have so much more power and control in you than you even realize. You've been so used to just going by through each year, numbing yourself through each day, distracting yourself with things, movies, shows, people, drugs, and just entertaining things that you know aren't good for you. And then you're waking up every day feeling empty and just wondering why you're even here. And I don't want you to keep living that way because I know too well what it feels like to live that way. So I want to walk with you. Let's join hands. Let's build this community. Let's join forces to create the life that you truly desire, the life that you truly want. And let's stop entertaining things that are taking us away from us living our best life, from us walking in purpose, on purpose. Because guess what? I'm going to remind you, you have a purpose. And just because you don't know what that purpose is doesn't mean that you don't have a purpose. If you're alive and well and you're still breathing, God still wants you to walk in your purpose. You are part of his master plan. And so I hope that you do sit down, take the time maybe before Christmas or the few days after Christmas this weekend. I know people are running around crazy, but please take 15 minutes to sit down and reflect on how this year went. What worked for you? What didn't? What did you go through? What lessons did you learn? What people are no longer in your life? What new people came into your life? What opportunities were presented to you? Which opportunities did you run with? Which didn't you take? Which ones did you wish you had? And just really dig deep into yourself and reflect. Because a reflection is like when you look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you can see what you need to fix. And so we're going to be very intentional going into 2023 and seeing what worked and what didn't work and where we're going. Because let me tell you something. Even if you feel like you broke down this year, even if you feel like you don't feel like you could even keep going, if you're listening to this right now, the only way you can go is up. I love that quote from Les Brown. He said, if you fall flat on your back, that's a good thing because all you can do is look up, and that's the only way that you can go. So I'm telling you, like, this is not the end of your life. This is only the beginning. Even if you went through a lot of things, we'll learn from them, right? And we'll learn what not to do, and we'll learn how to get to where we want to get to. So I hope to see you in my ultimate goal setting workshop. Again, it's going to be January 10th, 2023 at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure you go to my website, inspireherwithin.com, sign up. It's going to say newsletter or join the community, and I will get you on my email list so that you can receive the registration link. Tell your boss it's only going to be an hour. Tell your boss that you're taking lunch later that day or depending where you're at in the world. Because you know what? I'm hoping to see different people from around the world. And I want to take this time to my audience. Like I see you guys in Canada and the Netherlands and New Zealand and Puerto Rico and, all over the world. To see that my podcast is going international. Listen, y'all have blessed me. So I want to see you guys. If you're listening to this, I want to see you on that workshop. Do whatever you have to do to be there. This is for you. This is for you to stop playing around with your life. Stop allowing life to just throw you here and there. And so that you can rock out and walk in purpose, on purpose, and accomplish all of your goals in 2023. All right. Thank you for listening. Please leave a star rating and review so that this podcast can be shared more internationally, so that more people can hear what encouraging life tips I have to share. And also share this with some of your friends. Send it to them. Share it on your Instagram stories. Share it on your Facebook. Just share it everywhere. The more the merrier, right? And so I thank you so much for listening. I thank you for your support and your feedback. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. God bless.